y'all? It's your girl, Ashlee Haze, and I am here with a shiny new podcast. Welcome to the Modern Renaissance podcast. If you're new to me as a podcaster, welcome. If you're familiar with me as a podcaster, welcome back. Either way, kick off your shoes and get comfortable. We're going to be here for a while, if I have any say so in the matter. If you've been riding along my podcast journey, you know I had a podcast called Modern Philosophy. Well, Modern Philosophy is no more. I believe in productive change, and honestly, I felt like I did the work that I needed to do under that name as a podcaster. Now, that name, Modern Philosophy, is now the name I use for my educational brand and for my live workshops. And that podcast served me for quite a few seasons in my life, and letting go of it was very hard. I did a finale episode where I talk more about why I ended it, and you can listen to that if you want to know more. It's still going to be up at Modern with an E on the end Philosophy. What is far more interesting to me now is what we're about to do here. Let's start with what's in a name. The word modern with an extra E on the end denotes an ultra modern style. Its origin is French and relates to architecture and art. Well, this is a show executive produced by Philosophy Media Group, which is a partnership of artists and an architect. Renaissance, also French, refers not only to the periods in history, but is defined as a revival of or renewed interest in something. It refers to an introduction or revival of ideas and ultimately solutions. We are here to offer modern solutions for modern times. We are here to improve outcomes in people's lives, and we do that one conversation at a time. My background is in philosophy, and my focus was ethics, and my favorite method was the Socratic method. Socrates didn't focus on making diagnoses. He focused on asking questions based on observations in hopes of finding solutions for a strained republic and a flawed justice system. I believe I'm qualified to aid people in this journey and ask questions because of my experience. Professionally, I got an undergrad degree in philosophy with a concentration in pre-law and a focus on social contract and ethics. That means that I studied the nature of agreements between people and the systems that they're in. I also have spent the last 7 years touring as a poet and speaker and being a creative entrepreneur. I've been podcasting since 2015, and I've been wanting to make the shift to video journalism since I started. So this is a manifestation of that. I realize I'm not only happy doing art or only happy in academia. I need to do both to be fulfilled. So this podcast will reflect that. It's a little bit of hodgepodge of everything. This podcast is similar to Modern Philosophy in that we're going to cover a range of topics. Our focus, though, will be culture, business, interpersonal relationships, and social justice. My intention is to have productive dialogue that moves us from having pain in our everyday interactions to having joy in them. I believe we deserve to have lives we love because I've built a life that I love, and I've met people who love their lives, and I want to share what has worked for me and others with you. I'm passionate about prioritizing problems that plague the historically marginalized. My lens is that of a Black woman, but I'll be inviting people from various walks of life and various viewpoints to work through common issues that we encounter on a cultural and societal level. This is essentially my love letter to Black and brown folks, to queer folks, to the square pegs trying to fit into the round slots. This love letter is rooted in my core values, which are a commitment to love, a commitment to accountability, growth, transparency, truth-telling, a commitment to understanding, collaboration, and a commitment to experimenting without attachment to the outcome. So experimenting for the sake of figuring out what happens, not trying to control what happens. We're going to have fun on this podcast. Renaissances signify enjoyment just as much as they signify hard conversations and the work of revamping processes. So the invitation is to come for the fun, but stay for the lesson. This is my pilot season, and after this, we hope to grow to a weekly or even a bi-weekly podcast. I'm going to need your help to do that. Here are the 3 S's of what I need from you. Subscribe, share, and support. The first two are pretty self-explanatory. However, if you're listening to this, whether it be on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, etc., please hit subscribe so that you can be notified of new episodes. Share links with whoever you think might enjoy this. And to do this for a long time, we need your support. For me, support means giving what you have when you have it to give. That could be praise. If you think it's dope, give me 5 stars. If it's constructive criticism, holla at your girl. Let me know. Hit my DMs. You can give your time, labor, money if you got it to this podcast. We need your support. Support is also chiming in. I'd love to see y'all in the comments when we do lives. I want to see you engaged there. Please, please, please help me move this podcast along. This is a community effort. Now let's get this show on the road. If you're a listener and you decide to join this journey, congratulations, you are now a modern citizen. We've got quite the road to walk together, and this is our first step. A few things to note: as we were recording these episodes, I toggle between saying modern philosophy and modern Renaissance. At the time of production, I hadn't fully decided on a rebrand, but in light of recent events, I think it's the best thing to do. So if you hear modern philosophy, know that ultimately it's all modern Renaissance. It's just at the time of production, I thought I was going back to philosophy. Some of these episodes were recorded months, if not over a year ago. So if you hear some outdated pop culture references, that's why. But if you can get past that and give me 14 episodes to show you why modern Renaissance is worth listening to, I do believe you'll find a reason to stick around and be a part of what we're building. Also, later on, I'll sprinkle in some of my favorite modern philosophy episodes for a little razzle dazzle. It's okay to bring old furniture into a new house as long as it's still serving you. I'm about to be 35 years old, y'all, on January 30th, and I feel like the rest of my life is about to be a movie. And if you know me, you know I love a good documentary. I love the life I've chosen for myself. I accept the consequences of any decision, and at any point, I have peace with where I'm at. I want you all to witness it, and I hope that by witnessing my journey, you pave your own path that leads to a life you love. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the Modern Renaissance podcast, where we are solving problems and improving outcomes one conversation at a time. My song of the week, yep, still doing that, is No Better by Janelle Monáe, and I need justice for CK's verse because they only gave my boy 8 bars, and I really needed more from him on that song. But y'all know what to do now. Please remember to hydrate, moisturize, mind your business, do what you can with what you got, and go ahead, listen to the next few episodes of Modern Renaissance podcast. I'll see y'all soon.
If you're looking for the spotlight, it's the moonlight and it's shining. If you're looking for the highlight, time of your life.